So plan B this morning is that's where it was leaking Friday. It's not leaking there now. So I'm knocking the trees off the backside of the dam, and we are chasing it up the backside of the dam. I still don't understand it because it was like a 4-inch pipe blowing out, but we've got a, I don't know, 2-inch hole now that the water's running out. That's about how much was running out of that hole Friday, so that's definitely the leak. We're thinking it may go to the overflow pipe over here and be, since it's a smooth wall PVC, it could be wicking down beside it. So we're going to keep chasing it up the hill, down the hill, around the trees, wherever it goes, and see what becomes of it. Well, we're getting somewhere now. The farther we go, the worse it's getting. We were probably, what, 30 feet? From where it was coming out, and it was going completely parallel to the dam, about 6 feet from the backside. So I don't want to get too close. I'm only down about 4 foot, but you can definitely see the hole in there now. I'm gonna throw a little dirt in that to keep it from washing out or making a big wet mess. Take some more of these trees off the back, and we'll just keep chasing her on and see where it goes. Eventually it's got to turn. Eventually. Alright, let me explain what we've done now. I'm out of breath from climbing up down this hill. But we've opened the valve up. We're like 2 days later now. We've just been off and on this. And drained all the water out of the pond. What we figured has happened is, when this pond was built, there was a 6-inch standpipe on this pond. Well, it was 17 foot tall, and over time it just finally fell over and broke off and started draining the pond down. Okay, so he went and bought this 6-inch valve and put on the end to pretty much close the pipe off and abandon it. So had no overflow. All right, best we can figure is we've dug down on the front side up here, and there's no water going beside the pipe. That's from 3 days, and that's all the water that's went into the hole, and we were 10 feet below the water level. Okay, that being said, what has happened was, somewhere when they built the pond, this overflow pipe has gotten broke or cracked, and with that valve on the end, what it did was it put 17 foot of head pressure on that pipe, and that was forcing water up out of that crack or whatever's going on with the pipe. So what we're going to do is, we dug back in the bank. We're going to cut down and put an elbow on that and a new riser pipe. And without any pressure, it shouldn't leak, and if it does, we'll just fill that pipe full of concrete and abandon it. So we'll get that water pumped out, and I'll kind of explain it a little bit better. Alright, let me explain what we did here a little bit better. I don't think I was very clear in that last video, but we've already cut it. Okay, see where that yellow plug is out there? That's the old riser pipe. What had happened was, it was a 17-foot pipe on that, and they had no supports holding it. So I mean, it finally took 20 and almost 30, over 30 years for it to fall off. Well, it finally broke off, started draining the pond down, and the only way to plug it was he bought a valve and put on the back and then closed the valve. Alright, so what had happened was, best we can figure out, is the pipe is either cracked or separated somewhere in the dam. Well, to keep from having to move, and say 2,000, I mean the dam's 100 foot wide and 22 foot tall, so to keep from having to move 2,000 yards of dirt and then 2,000 yards of dirt put back, I mean that's 4,000 yards of dirt, just saying, would have to be moved. So what we decided to do was dig back in the bank. We dug around the pipe on the intake, and there was no water running beside the pipe, so we figured it's got to be a leak in the pipe. So what we're doing is we cut the pipe, put a new riser pipe on it. That way the back, when we leave the valve open, this will work as an overflow. That way there's not pressure on it, water shouldn't squirt out. But if it does become a problem, we can just fill this pipe slam full of concrete and abandon the overflow, and then we won't have to worry about it no more. So that's what we're going to do. Putting the final touches on it. Getting the dam graded out. We'll call it a wrap. We still got to trim the overflow pipe off, so it's still a little bit high. But it's going to take a while for this to fill up. We had to completely drain it. Almost all the way empty, so it's going to take a little while for the water to come back up. But we'll just wait and see. Hopefully it'll take care of it. Like I say, I think it's leaking out. It was leaking out of the pipe, and with that valve being shut, it had pressure, so it was squirting up. So with the valve empty or open, the pipe should stay open, and there shouldn't be a problem. Any water that runs out the overflow should go straight through the pipe and not squirt back up through the dam. So it's not a very good fix, but like you say, you got to keep costs low because it adds up. You start moving all that dirt and having to do everything. And like I said, if it doesn't work, all we'll have to do is just fill that pipe with concrete and abandon it, and then just put in a new overflow. Last few pushes here. Got the front side graded and the back side graded. Kind of hard to tell where I'm at, but everything's slicked up before it gets dark. 4:50, getting dark. Hate these short days. Start when it's dark, leave when it's dark. About 4 more passes and we're gonna be out of here. Take a lot of water to fill that up. I mean a lot.